Hey, thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 4 tips for choosing your realtor. There are tons of realtors out there in the market, and sometimes if you're wanting to make a change of a realtor that you've used in the past, or if you're a first-time buyer and you don't really know where to look, it can be a little overwhelming trying to figure out where to go. So these are 4 tips that you can use when searching for a real estate agent. The first tip is making sure that your realtor is the local expert of your area. There will be many people in your area that are local experts that have a good amount of knowledge of your area. So many realtors that you may be looking for have this, but it's the most important thing. So make sure that your realtor that you do choose has a lot of knowledge of the area and is a local expert. The second tip is making sure that your realtor is accessible to you in a timely fashion and does have good communication skills. One complaint that I've heard from many of my clients and other people's clients is that my realtor, took forever to call me back and we missed out on a house because of it. Or, I had a pressing issue. Yes, it was 9 o'clock at night, but it was an urgent issue and my realtor never got back to me. Depending on the situation, it may have been the realtor's fault, it may have been the client's issue with the client, but you need to make sure that you and your realtor have a good relationship as far as setting boundaries for communication and making sure that your realtor is accessible to you. The third tip is making sure that your realtor and you have a good personality match. You're going to be working with this person for at minimum 3 to 4 months and, potentially up to a year, depending on your situation. So if you're going to be calling, texting, and emailing back and forth with this person for, anywhere from 3 months to a year, you're going to want to make sure that you guys jive. You want to make sure that this person and you can actually communicate effectively and that it's not a terrible teeth pulling type of situation. Last but not least, this is probably one of the more important ones, like number 1, your realtor needs to be setting realistic expectations with you from the get-go. I always, at the initial consultation or phone call, I always set realistic expectations about how the transaction is going to go and also how the market is. The market right now in summer/fall of 2021 is very seller driven. Sellers do have the advantage right now, unfortunately, because there are a lot of buyers in the market and we don't have enough inventory to match that. So I always set those expectations up front about how things are gonna go and the timing of everything and how much you're gonna have to put up for due diligence and earnest money and all of those things. And I've had people walk away and say, I'm not ready. And I, advise them of why it would be better to buy now, but I'm not going to pressure them. But like I said, I do have people that have walked away because they just don't have the funds available or they are just not ready to put up that much of a risk in their minds for the house. Another thing to keep in mind is that every real estate transaction is different, but your realtor should have standard procedures set in place. Buying a new construction home versus the resale, those are 2 completely different transactions, but your real estate agent should have procedures and standards in place for how the transaction should go, and it should feel pretty seamless for the most part. There's going to be potential hiccups, but that person should have procedures in place for, if something goes wrong in the appraisal or, if what potentially could come up on the inspection, and just have a plan in place. So those are my 4 tips. Hope you enjoyed them. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, comment below. I'd love to respond and reach out to you directly. And I will put all of my contact information in the description box as well. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.